Are you ready for deeper meaning and bigger dreams in your life? Do you believe it can happen? Amy and LoriAnn are here to clear the confusion and help you live life full out, guided by your inner wisdom to create, amplify, and align you with your highest self. Are you ready to attract a divinely blessed life? This is Living in the Faith Frequency.
Amy and LoriAnn here, Living in the Faith Frequency podcast, and we want to welcome you back today. So thank you for being here. And Amy and I have been discussing our community, and we are so excited about the growth that we have had in our community, the connectiveness that we have had there. And when I just said that, I was thinking of like connective tissue in your body and how it just like grows and it like hangs on together just like this. When we get that connection with people from all over the world, it is so powerful what happens. And today, that is what we have been discussing quite a bit, is how we came together, our story about how we came together, and then how it has just rippled out through the whole world. And I know that there is a saying, if you know 6 people, that's all you need to know for a global connection all over the entire planet, because those 6 people know somebody, and their 6 people know somebody, and those 6 people know somebody. And so it just is this reach that goes through the whole world. That's what we have been finding in our community, is how much we can enlighten other people's lives, but how much they can lighten our lives. So, Amy, do you want to talk a little bit about the connection and the connectiveness, like that we've been talking about, especially with our community that's growing so big?
Absolutely. I love, and I think what we're going to be coming into is the desire for more community, more connection. When we live in such a world with so much technology, and you've got Chat GPT, but I think the human connection, the human touch, like that is going to be even more precious. And so we are building a community, and living in the faith frequency has been so powerful. And as we've been living in it, it's amazing all the things that are happening in our world. And we just want this to ripple out to everyone that is listening and wants to be a part of this. But LoriAnn and I met in a community, and that connection happened. And then she actually became a client of mine. And then we became dear friends. And then my life turned upside down, and she was there before, during, after, did a podcast with my husband after his brain surgery, then doing a podcast with me. Not only that, I had a friend in Croatia, and she's like, oh, I really want to go to Croatia. I'm like, well, come with me. So she goes over to Croatia, not once, but twice in the past year with me, meets my friend, and then met all these other women, and now is, developing a business there. And there's so many things that have rippled out because we were in a community. And that's what, and I think there's an importance of having a community, like you were saying. If you know 6 people throughout the world, I went to an event where I met Miliana, and she lives in Croatia, but we've been friends for about 8 years, and we keep interacting, and the ripple effect goes out. And now you know her, and you're a part of this community. But I think globally is a wonderful thing. It allows you to potentially travel and meet up with people, and you get different cultures and different perspectives. And I just think it helps you grow so much when you open yourself up to different environments. But I also think that a local community is very important, and especially everything that I went through when John got sick. I had a local community and friends that were there, and they were my fun friends, but boy, did they show up in my hard times and were beside me. And that's the kind of community that we want to create for you, so you can have people that you can call on. They show up, and it's them giving from their overflow, not from depletion, not from guilt, but from pure joy. because it feels so good to be there for one another as life continues to change. And so my friends were super important. And even LoriAnn was in another state. I felt like she was right there with me. She was on the phone and helping, and the process of doing the podcast has even been so healing for me, because we're able to talk about, the experience and what we went through. And everybody goes through grief at some point in their life, and multiple times. And it doesn't have to be a death. It could be a divorce. It could be kids leaving the house and empty nesting. It could be leaving a career. It could have some type of financial loss. Like, there's all kinds of grief that we experience on a regular basis. And so when we have the right support, we not just survive, but we can still thrive through those things and have a space to feel and be uplifted, and to continue to have faith in ourselves and our future and our community, our people that we surround ourselves with. So we're excited to start building our community even more. It's already happening, and we've got some exciting things in the works that we'll be sharing. So you want to stay tuned and make sure you're subscribing to our channel. And
I want to say, I remember back in the day when I was in school, and we would stand around. I was a radiology tech going through school at a big hospital, and we had these light tables. And I know that I've talked to you about this, but we had these big light tables that we would put the x-rays down on, and everybody would go around, and they'd have to get passed off at different stages by different levels of like the management. And so when I was a student, I would have to get my x-rays passed, by two different people before they even went to the radiologist. And so, but around this light table, we would stand and we would have so many discussions. And I just hope that somebody from around the light table would even be listening to this podcast right now, because they changed my life. They listened to me. They asked me questions about my parents dying, and about my sisters, and about my husband and I just getting married. And these conversations around the light table were so important to me in my life, because people were seeing me, they were hearing me, they were listening to me, they were putting their arms around me, they were crying with me, they were laughing with me. These people were some of the most important people in my life when I went through it. And they weren't even like best friends. They were coworkers that just happened to be there through this tragedy in my life. And I always think of the light table and what happened around the light table. And to me, that brought back life into me. Like, life was possible now because I had people listening to me, hearing me. And in these communities, that's what we need. We need to be there for each other, to celebrate our joys, our victories, our wins, whatever it is we're being a part of right now. Loss of children, loss of finances, job changes. There's so many things that are different. And it's not a community to be sad and sorrowful all the time. That's not what we want to create, is a lot of complaining or that kind of thing. But we just really want to be there to help people with the right mindset to be able to get you through what it is that you're doing, because there really is a living in the faith frequency that happens when you become trusting and loving and open and listening. And there are techniques and tools that we share that are so powerful. We've been through it. We've experienced a lot in our lives. And that's what we're here for, is to empower you and strengthen you and help you to feel that inside of you, that this, whatever it is right now, it's us discussing it around the light table, and that there really are specific people that probably will help you get through it better than anybody else. And it could be right here in this community. Just like Amy and I, we became great friends in this community. This room was filled with people, like probably over 100 people. They packed people in this room because more people came than they expected. And we were sitting like squished in chairs, and then more tables were brought in, more chairs. So we couldn't even really move. And I sat next to Amy, and that is totally a God spark in my life that was such divine intervention that I ended up in that room with all those people that I could have sat by, and I was sitting by Amy. And then ended up being able, like Amy said, we worked together. We've been able to grow our lives together in the last couple of years. And it has been a short amount of time. But when people meet us, they think that we have been friends forever, for a lifetime, or they think we're sisters or something, because of that community that we came together in and the things that we've been able to share with each other. That's what we have, this deep desire inside our heart for you, that this community is your light table to stand around, and that you really can find that person that's in here or the people that are in this group, that we really get to collaborate and build and lift each other worldwide.
Yes.
Thanks, Amy, for letting me share so powerfully, because it's so deep in my heart.
Yes. Passion, and I love friendship. I love everything that's grown out of it. And I'm excited to really bring more people in so that they can experience living in this faith frequency and living with hope and upliftment and living out their purpose, because everyone that is listening has a purpose and
Right.
are making. Sometimes you don't feel like you're making an impact when really you are. It's just your presence and showing up, um, and and following those nudges. You got the nudge to ask me a question, and anyway, it led to a whole nother conversation, and then dinner, and another couple hour conversation. And so it's like following those little nudges. You never know who you're going to connect with and what that experience is going to turn into. So we are excited about building this, and we will be sharing more as we put it together. And feel free, if there's anything that's on your mind that you are looking for in the upcoming year that would benefit your life, let us know. And we just know that everything that we want is available to us, and we want to start living in this more abundant mindset of everything is available, but we have to be in the receptive state to let that in. And so we'll be sharing more opportunities to dive into it even deeper, and to allow you to share your gifts and receive and enjoy the life that you've created.
Thank you. Well said. Thanks for being here. We're cheering you on, and we believe in you.
Thanks for tuning in to Living in the Faith Frequency. Keep shining, keep aligning, and keep trusting your inner guidance as you live your life full out. We are here to guide you as you step confidently into your faith journey. Be sure to subscribe and stay connected. Check out the show notes and let us know what topics would you like to hear next. On behalf of Amy and LoriAnn, we want you to keep talking, keep dreaming, and keep feeling blessed.